Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. We're here today, the old extra team, extra show team, me and Paul. So welcome back to the show, Paul. Obviously, pleasure to have you back on, but not in the best circumstances, is it?
No, that was a really bad result at the weekend. But I've got to talk to someone about it. I'm glad I'm talking to you.
Yeah, nice one.
Jerry would try and bless his heart. Jerry would try and put a positive spin on it, and I just don't think.
We just need a moan that we just need to get it out and just. I don't think there are many positives. Jerry's probably still cleaning his living room after hearing that result. Bless him. But no, we're here to moan about it anyway. So but yeah, we'll start off with the extra time for Chelsea 4, Everton 0. Obviously, Stamford Bridge, really poor performance all around. Pretty much, I don't think there's any positive performance really to take from that. Maybe the few positives of Anthony Gordon came on for a little bit, did some running. But apart from that, it was a pretty bad day at the office all round. Obviously, I don't think there's anyone who had a good day. Everyone had a bad day. Hopefully, it is just a bad day, and it's not like a kind of. Hopefully, that doesn't carry on. Hopefully, we'll be able to bounce back from it straight away. But it doesn't look right for it, does it, Paul?
No, it was probably the worst results of the season so far. Probably not give me the worst feeling after a game. I think I didn't feel as bad as I did after the loss in the cup to Liverpool. But in terms of just players looking absolutely awful, everyone to a man, just getting everything wrong, then I think that result's right up there. The only positive I can think of was I was on the verge of going into this game, but I had to call it off at the last minute because of family circumstances, and I'm very glad I didn't bother. I can't imagine being stuck on the motorway on the way home, getting in at about midnight-ish, coming back from London. So, thoughts to all those poor people who went down there and had to suffer that. Just going into the players, as I mentioned a minute ago, I don't think anyone comes out of it with any real credit, really. I mean, Pickford made some really important saves, true, but for me, he got beaten too easily at his near post again for the first goal. So I'm a bit hesitant to sing his praises. The strikers up top, they worked hard like they always do, but Calvert-Lewin misses an absolute sitter. If he scores that, then we're back in the game. That was, for me, the moment the game was lost. As soon as we wasted that chance, we might as well have all just packed up and gone home. The midfield was non-existent. Gomez is obviously not fully fit yet. He's got a long way to come before he's back to the player we all know he can be before his injury. Davis we'll go on to later, and the defenders. I don't know why Dean came back into the team over Baines. Baines was absolutely brilliant. They were weak against Man United, man of the match, and Dean's been he's been undercooked all season, hasn't he? I don't think he's had any standout bad games, but he's not at the levels that we saw from him last year. Michael Keane just again showed that he's not good enough for Everton. He's too slow, doesn't really play well enough, too reactive and not proactive. Sidibe's just an absolute head the ball, isn't he? I've changed my mind on Sidibe a lot, and I've always sort of leaned more towards buying him at the end of the season rather than not buying him. But I've gone over the threshold now, or over the line. I'm on the side of not buying him now. He's too erratic. So yeah, just you could probably pick out every single Everton player, and I could go on for about 5-10 minutes telling you how bad they were. So just got to put it behind us. 3 points lost, batters our goal difference a bit, but hopefully we can make up for it in the derby next week.
Yeah, obviously a poor performance all around from the players. Ancelotti as well, though. At the end, one of the comments I found interesting in his post-match interview was that he kind of said 1-0, 4-0. It's still no points. But I was thinking, no, as you mentioned, the goal difference, like that's quite important in a league that's so tight come the end of the season. Maybe that goal difference will be important, and that attitude was kind of a bit relaxed from him. Obviously, he's going with his 4-4-2 system. I'd like to see it like kind of. Hopefully, the players will fit into it, but I think they are adjusting to it. It will take time, but what do you think of Ancelotti the weekend? Do you think he was do you think he managed that game properly, or do you think he was as bad as the players?
I mean, who am I? I'm some lad sat in his pyjama top in my bedroom. I can't slate Ancelotti saying he doesn't know what he's doing managing Everton, but I think the lineup he picked came back to bite him. you know, we know who the usual culprits are. We've been moaning about them all season, and every time he plays them, they just prove yet again that they're absolutely not good enough and they shouldn't be here any longer than we need them to be. But just mentioning what you said then, the fact that he seems a bit nonchalant about the goal difference, that's a bit of a concern, because I've just got the table up in front of me. We are on -9 goal difference. That's worse than Brighton in 15th. We've got -8. Newcastle have got -16. Burnley and Crystal Palace, who are 10th and 11th, above us in 12th. Burnley have got -6 and Crystal Palace have got -6. And going even above that, Arsenal, Tottenham and Sheffield United, they're all well into the positives goal difference. So we are with 10, 15 goals behind, even if we finish on level points. So we're going to finish above all these teams and somehow sneak into Europe. Then we're going to have to do it by finishing with more points, and it's not going to happen through goal difference. I think that comment Ancelotti gave away when he said, 1-0, 4-0, there's no difference, is basically what he said. I think that basically gives away that he's not expecting us to try and sneak into Europe deep down. I mean, he was saying it for the media to try and, get the fans up and give the players something to work towards. But for me, it gave away that behind the scenes, when it's just him and it's his staff and it's probably Marcel Brands who are doing all the planning for the end of the season and the summer, they're not expecting to achieve anything this season now.
Do you think we still do have a chance of getting us to Europe at all? And do you, like, after that game, kind of, obviously I was a bit downtrodden about our European hopes, but do you still hold any hope of getting into Europe, even the Europa League, by the end of the season?
Well, on paper we've still got a chance, because we're on 37 points and Wolves are on 43 points in 6th. So there's 9 games left and only 6 points. So of course we've got a chance, but I wouldn't hold my breath at all, because I just don't think we're as good as the teams above us. We're not as good as Wolves. We're not as organised and consistent as Sheffield United seem to be. I think Tottenham, even though they've got their injuries, have got more match winners than we have. And Arsenal, I know they've had a bit of a mess of a season, but Arsenal are hard to beat. They seem to find ways to just keep picking up points, don't they? Now under Arteta. So no, I don't think we're going to finish above any of those sides unless we go on this barnstorming run for the final few games. But looking at our squad on paper, if we've got 9 games left, I don't see us winning 5 of them with that team. So no, I think for me, Europe is. I think we've just got to have to forget about it.
Yeah. How does that game as well set us up for? Obviously, we're in the middle of a pretty tough run. We've still got loads of teams around us. I think there's the likes of Leicester, Spurs still to come. Obviously, Liverpool. It's still a really tough run. I know we've had 3 or 4 difficult games there, but we've still got a few to come. Do you think we can bounce back from this during that run, or do you think we'll just get battered for the rest of this run?
I think it'll just be middle of the road. It'll be somewhere in between. 9 games. It wouldn't shock me if we win 3, draw 3, lose 3. It wouldn't, seriously. Because we're not an absolutely god awful team. Even under Silva, we were never going down under Silva, because we've got so much quality, and the likes of Richarlison and Dean and Mina and even Pickford. But we're not a team that is top 8. Just not. Do you know what I mean? I could easily pick 8 teams that are better than us and are more consistent than us. So Liverpool, the next game, I'd like to think we're not going to get beat there. But the form Liverpool are in, and the way everything seems to go their way, and the way everything goes against us, don't be shocked if we play absolutely out of our skin and then something happens, like a gust of wind just blows the ball into our net in the final second and they win. Because it just always happens in derby, so you can't expect anything from that. We play Leicester at Goodison, don't we?
Yeah.
I think we could probably beat that. We could probably win that if we get up for it, because Leicester have got nothing to play for. They're out. Are they in the FA Cup still, Leicester?
I'm not sure. I'll double check that.
Basically, Leicester are competing for the top 4, aren't they? And I think they're probably done enough. They're on 50 points, and they've got a game in hand on United. So they're 5 points ahead of United with a game in hand. I think that they'll probably just get over the line and get in the top 4. And they don't have a cup to compete for, as far as I know.
Yeah, they've got Chelsea in the quarter-final and 21st of March coming up quite soon. 3 weeks away.
Soon then. Well, yeah, so that goes to me, that strengthens my point even further. I think that'll probably be a game that Leicester, I won't say won't turn up for, but that'll be a game that we want more than them. Because they've got a cup coming up, they've got a bit of breathing space in the league. Tottenham, we have to go down to London, don't we, and play them at their stadium. I don't see us getting a result down there because we never do against the top six, not with this team. So the rest of the season's a pre-season. I've been saying it for weeks, and I think it's just the most sensible way to think of it. Of course, you like to win. Losing doesn't feel good at all. But does it really make a difference if we finish 10th or we finish 13th?
Yeah. True.
Does it really? I mean,
No.
Obviously, no one likes finishing in the bottom half. It's not nice to look at, but other than a few extra million for your financial fair play, I don't think it really means anything. To be honest, and by the sounds of it, it doesn't mean anything to Ancelotti the way he was talking after we just got spanked. So no, the rest of the season will be. Hopefully, we can win a few games and string some good results together and get everyone feeling a bit more optimistic for the summer and next season. But even if we go on a really crap run, it doesn't mean anything really.
It's about the longer term future, isn't it? I think that's the difference between when, for example, Sam Allardyce came in halfway through the season. People will point to that. I've seen people already on social media, non-Everton fans obviously, point to the fact that Allardyce came in with Everton very close to the relegation zone and took them up to 8th place, whereas Ancelotti's come in with Everton not as close to the relegation zone and he might not even finish 8th. Obviously, we doubt he will, to be honest. And people are saying, obviously, what's happening there, then obviously Allardyce's done a better job, but I think it's about the longer term, isn't it? As you were saying, it's about we're kind of ruling the rest of the season out while Ancelotti judges these players, knows what he needs for next season, rather than just a quick fix like Allardyce was. But obviously we still do have, as you say, 9 games to play, and we've got to do our best from that. So where does Ancelotti go from here in terms of after a pretty awful performance from everyone? Does he completely... He's not a manager to completely overhaul the squad, but where does he go from there in terms of dropping players, like kind of calling the other people up? Like, how do you turn the team around after a defeat like that for the next game?
Just going on to the point about how Ancelotti's not doing as well as Allardyce did 2 years ago. Allardyce came here to put a fire out. Ancelotti's not come to be a firefighter. Ancelotti's come to build something. And Allardyce was not interested in building anything. He was just here to do what was asked of him and get his money. And he can go on TalkSport and the likes of that and cry me a river all he wants about how he was unfairly treated. But he knows himself that he was never here for the long term. So ignore that fat whopper. In terms of what Ancelotti does, like as in dropping players and how he goes forward, I don't know, because I think he should have dropped players well before now. I was saying after the derby that we should never play Sigurdsson again. Schneiderlin as well. Players like Walcott, we've known for about a season at least that he's not really got any use long term. At least all he's good for is maybe coming off the bench for the last 20 minutes of a game to help us chase something. And who else? Players like Michael Keane, another one who we've known for a long time isn't good enough. So in terms of what he's going to do to kind of get a reaction out of these players, I don't really think there's much he can do other than what he's been doing already, which is just try and, I don't know, put his arm around them a little bit and try and boost the confidence a bit to try and get a few better performances out of them. But when the summer gets here, I'm really crossing my fingers that this nice guy act that he seems to have around the players will just drop completely. And as soon as he gets the chance to get rid of them, then he will. He's a manager. At the end of the day, he's a people person. He has to know the right thing to say to somebody at the right time. And right now, as much as we'd love him to just go in and tear the strip off certain players and say, you're this, you're that, you're going in a few months, you're never playing for us again, he'd be cutting his nose off to spite his face, wouldn't he? Realistically, if he did that, especially with the injuries we've got. So I think for now, all we can do is just plough on, let Carlo get on with it, let him keep tinkering and rotating and moving players around, and just give him all the time he needs to fully make his mind up about who he wants to keep and who he wants to get rid of. And let's just have faith that he knows what he's doing and that certain players won't be here past the summer. Because if there are certain players who played not just against Chelsea, but other players who've been letting us down all season. If they're still here in the summer and they're still getting game time, I mean, it's not the club's fault if no one will buy these shit players, is it? But these players are still here and still getting used come August. Then I think fans will have every right to start really asking questions.
Yeah, hopefully he will show that ruthless side, because he has been pretty calm and composed so far, even in the bad moments, like last weekend, obviously on Sunday. So hopefully he will show that ruthless side and be able to turn things around. Obviously, quite a big job he's got in his hands, but I think Everton fans know this time. I think maybe something that went against previous managers like possibly Koeman, Martinez, and Silva is that people doubted them from the start a little bit. Some people were against Silva, especially his appointments in the first place. So when it got bad, people were thinking, well, we didn't want this guy in the first place. Whereas with Ancelotti, he's got that respect straight away, and people will give him time this time. And there's an Everton manager who actually he's well respected within the whole of football, and everyone at Everton knows he knows what he's doing. So we will hopefully give him much more time, and he'll be able to make an effect long term. And he stressed that himself out. It's a long term project, and it's not just a quick fix. So Everton fans are gonna have to be patient. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there for our extra time. Chelsea 4, Everton 0. Obviously a really disappointing result, but we're gonna have to move on. Obviously a big game next week. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the Toffee Blues, and give us a comment as well if you fancy. So thanks a lot for watching, and join us next time on the Toffee Blues.